Is this the summer that finally exposes the harsh reality about Toronto's place in the NBA hierarchy? We just witnessed the most shocking front office move in recent franchise history. Masai Ujiri is officially gone, just days after the draft and right before free agency. I'm about to reveal the brutal truth that most analysts are overlooking about why this summer might leave us completely empty-handed. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick court coming in hot with the reality check nobody wants to hear. Hope you're staying strong out there because we need to talk about what Masai's departure really means for our summer plans. Drop your honest predictions in the comments because I'm about to break down why that classic Toronto way might be more real than we ever wanted to admit. Let me start with the elephant in the room that every fan in the 6 ETX felt in their gut when the news broke. Masai Ujiri, the mastermind behind our 2019 championship, is officially gone after 12 years. And here's the kicker. This happened just one day after he finished running the NBA draft. Almost like a final goodbye gift to the franchise. The timing tells you everything you need to know about how messy this situation really is. But let's talk about what this means for free agency because the writing is already on the wall. When you lose the executive who brought Kawhi Leonard to T-Dot and convinced him to take that championship run, you're not just losing a decision maker, you're losing credibility, with questions remaining about the direction this franchise wants to go with their young core. What superstar is going to look at Toronto as a stable destination? Think about it from a player's perspective. You're a big name free agent and you see a franchise that just fired the guy who built their only championship team. Reports suggest this was driven by cost savings and corporate politics, which screams, we're not willing to pay what it takes to compete. That's not exactly the message you want to send when you're trying to attract talent. What do you think happens when agents start making calls about their clients? Do you honestly believe Toronto is going to be the preferred destination over teams with stable front offices and proven track records? Here's the harsh reality that every fan knows deep down. Don't be shocked if we don't land a single person we're rumored to get. That's not being negative. That's being realistic about where we stand in the NBA hierarchy right now. We're most likely going to get some mid-level guy and maybe not even that. Here's the harsh reality that nobody wants to admit. Toronto went 30-52 last season and missed the playoffs for the third straight year. We're in rebuild mode and that's fine, but let's not pretend we're suddenly going to become an attractive destination for established stars when our front office situation is in complete chaos. And speaking of our situation, let's look at what we've actually done so far. We signed Garrett Temple to a 1-year, $3.6 million deal, a 39-year-old veteran on a minimum contract. That's not exactly the splash move that gets fans hyped or shows we're ready to compete. Are you starting to see the pattern here? This is exactly what happens when a franchise is caught between competing and rebuilding without a clear vision. The front office uncertainty runs deeper than just Masai's departure. Bobby Webster and the remaining staff are now running day-to-day operations while MLSE conducts a search for Ujiri's replacement. What big-name free agent wants to sign with a team that doesn't even know who's going to be making basketball decisions long-term? But here's what really concerns me about our summer plans. Reports show we offered the number 9 pick for Derek White, and Boston laughed at that offer. If we can't even get a role player like White with a lottery pick, what makes us think we're going to land any of the bigger names floating around? Remember, if you're bare enjoying this reality check, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because we're not done breaking down the uncomfortable truths about this franchise. The Kevin Durant rumors are a perfect example of the pipe dreams we keep chasing. There were reports about Toronto potentially being involved in a Durant trade, but let's be real. He's already named preferred destinations like San Antonio, Houston, and Miami. Notice anything missing from that list? That's right, no Canadian teams. This is a cycle we keep repeating. We get linked to every big name because our front office throws our hat in the ring, but we never actually land anybody significant. It's becoming the classic Toronto way, getting used as leverage for players to get better deals elsewhere. What's even more frustrating is that we had something special with the chemistry between Masai and Bobby Webster. For years, Masai and Bobby were referenced around the league as Toronto's decision-making duo. Now we're asking Webster to carry that load alone while also trying to convince free agents that everything is still good. And let's talk about the money situation, because that's really what this comes down to. The significant annual salaries held by Ujiri and former Maple Leafs president Brendan Shanahan are believed to have factored strongly into both dismissals. Translation: ownership is cutting costs, not investing in championship-level talent. Do you think this sends the right message to potential free agents about our commitment to winning? I'll let you answer that one in the comments, fam. The draft picks we just made, Colin Murray-Boyles and Elijah Martin, are solid prospects, but they're development projects, not immediate impact players. Murray-Boyles averaged 16.8 points and 8.3 rebounds at South Carolina, which is decent, but he's not moving the needle for free agents looking at our roster. Here's the bottom line that every fan in the GTA needs to accept. We're not in a position to attract top-tier free agents right now. Our recent track record, front office instability, and apparent cost-cutting measures all point to a franchise that's not ready to make the investments necessary to compete at the highest level. Before we wrap up, hit that like button if this reality check is hitting different than the usual optimistic takes you're seeing elsewhere. The most frustrating part is that we have some solid young pieces. Scotty Barnes is developing into a real Bodman, RJ Barrett has been playing great basketball, and we have Brandon Ingram when he's healthy. But having young talent and being an attractive free agency destination are two completely different things. Until we prove we're willing to invest properly in both our front office and our roster, we're going to keep experiencing the same disappointing summer. The sooner we accept this reality, the sooner we can set appropriate expectations and maybe be pleasantly surprised if something actually works out. Look, I know this isn't what anybody wanted to hear, but sometimes you need that friend who's going to tell you the truth instead of what you want to hear. The Toronto Raptors are in a challenging position right now, and pretending otherwise doesn't help anybody. That said, I'm still We the North through and through, and I'll be here covering every move this franchise makes, good or bad. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because this summer is going to be wild, and we'll be breaking down every development as it happens. What do you think? Am I being too harsh? Or is this the reality check the Six Sticks needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, Raptors Nation. We've been through worse and came out champions before.